Hello everyone, welcome to Miss and Bean. I wanted to make this video about people who want to own an Irish Wolfhound or who currently own an Irish Wolfhound. These are some tips and tricks that I've kind of learned throughout the years of owning a Wolfhound. Please know that not all of this is going to work for everyone. This is just some advice that I've gained through experience. So first we have some valuable resources. So anyone interested in the breed, I highly recommend that you go to Irish Wolfhound Club of America's website. They have a lot of information on there, facts about Irish Wolfhounds, about owning an Irish Wolfhound, about getting an Irish Wolfhound. They also have information on events and activities that they run and a lot of information about health. So this is where I did all my research before I got Miss. To learn about the breed, specifically health issues that I may run into. They also have a YouTube channel. I suggest you watch some of their videos as well. They have a lot of things on showing dogs in events that they hold. Next is the Irish Wolfhound Foundation's website. I highly recommend this website as well. They give advice about screening clinics. So you're supposed to get an EKG done on your Wolfhound yearly after the age of 2. So they offer screening clinics. They also run studies for the Wolfhounds. You can help the hounds and donate, and they also run a rescue. They also have an extensive health library that I found very helpful. Not only before owning a Wolfhound, but also once I got Miss, I was able to refer to some of that information for help. So first up, we'll talk about dog kennels and crates. This is the first crate that I started Artemis in. It's $75 off of Amazon. It's a 42-inch crate with a divider. When crate training, you kind of want to keep the dog, you want to give the dog just enough room for him to lay down and be comfortable. You don't want to give him enough room to go potty in the crate. So it came with a divider. She kind of grew out of the divider really quickly and grew out of that crate quickly. I did buy her a cheap bed from Walmart because I knew it was going to be ruined, and I knew I was probably going to be throwing it away. So after she quickly grew out of that crate, we moved on to an exercise pen. Now this was recommended from my breeder. You see it's $72 on Amazon. Make sure you get the 48-inch high exercise pen if you do end up getting this. I know they make giant breed crates now. They didn't. Whenever I was looking into crates for Artemis, I couldn't find a crate like her puppy crate big enough for her. They do make them now. I think they're over $200 online. So this exercise pen was budget friendly and it served its purpose. So Artemis, this is a picture of, or a video of Artemis in it. And that's a Primo pad underneath it, which I'll go over later. Artemis is the bigger of the two Wolfhounds I have. And next we'll have Bean in it, and she's smaller, but they both still fit. They both can lay down comfortably within that exercise pen. It's really convenient to fold up and put away too. It folds up pretty small. It's not too heavy, easy to move around. It does have a little locking tab on it so you can lock all the panels together. All the panels are connected, but once you have it folded up, it's nice to have it all locked in. Now with Artemis, as a puppy, I knew we were going to have accidents in the crate. So I bought some cut-to-length sheet vinyl from Lowe's. It's 64 cents a square foot. I can't remember how much it was when I bought it when Artemis was a puppy, but I figured it was a cheap resource to protect my floor underneath the crate and kennel. Just an option. So next up are dog beds. So the Resource Center is a company my breeder recommended. This company employs people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and it's products that are made in the United States. So this was something I was willing to back. So these are kind of like waffle cell foam beds. They do make a giant bed, which is the bed that I got. I think it was 48 by 53. They're $88 plus shipping, so I feel like that's a fair price. The cover can be a little bit inconvenient to clean. I take the cover off and I throw it in the washer, and then I have to hang it to dry. Other than that, it's a bed that I really like, and the dogs also like. So I keep it in the back of my car to use for whenever we're going on trips, something soft for them to lay on. And I do use a old duvet cover to keep it covered, so I don't have to wash the cover as often. It's easier for me to just take off the duvet cover. The next dog bed is what's called a Primo pad. This was another recommendation from my breeder, which I really enjoy this pad. I've used this in the exercise pen as part of their crate whenever they outgrew the smaller crate. It's super easy to clean. It is completely sealed on the edges, so nothing can get into that foam, that bedding. So I would just wipe it down with a Clorox wipe or wipe it down with some soap and water to keep it clean. They do have one, I got mine as a custom size to fit in the Midwest pen, but they have these whelping pens now, or these whelping pads, which are 48 by 48, which fit perfectly into the Midwest pen. So now you don't have to custom order it, but it does come in different colors. They're super lightweight, they're easy to move around, easy to clean, and the dogs enjoy laying on them. So this next bed is a bed from Chewy. I got a XXL bed. It was $110. Bean fits into the bed, but Artemis doesn't. So it's too small, and it's quite expensive. But Rooney does enjoy using it if you have a smaller wolfhound. So I thought, well, what other bed can I look at? Dog beds are pretty expensive. So I thought of using a toddler mattress. So I got a toddler mattress for about $60. They're a little bit more expensive now on Amazon, but I'm sure you can find a fairly cheap one. And Artemis enjoys laying on it. I bought a toddler size sheet, easy to clean. You just take off the sheet, throw it in the washer. Her legs do hang off the edge of it, but both her and Bean enjoy laying on it. Next, I got a Caranda bed. It's an elevated bed. I got it for outdoor use. It is close to $200, so it is pretty pricey. I got it for outdoors because Bean loves to just stay outside and just lay around. So I figured this would be a good way to keep her cool. She does not use it outside. So I brought it in, put her bed on it. It makes it easier for her to get on and off the bed. Now they do have these on Amazon for $150, but they don't have the right size. They don't have the 50 by 36. So this is an image of Artemis on the bed. So she is the bigger of the wolfhounds. She fits the standard, and she fits on it. Doesn't have a lot of extra room, but she still fits on it. So next up are dog bowls. So when you're purchasing a dog bowl for a giant breed, you need to get an elevated feeder. So there are plenty of different ones, a lot of different price points. I mean, you can go as low as, let's see here, $30 and up. So with Artemis, I first got this elevated food bowl. This was from Wayfair. I got it on sale. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but I used it for 3 years, and I didn't really care for it. It worked. It served its purpose. It has storage underneath, but the problem is a lot of stuff gets under the bowls, onto that little platform, and it got pretty gross down there. So that was just a pain to clean. Now next, I got this container for when we got Rooney. It's just a plastic container. You can hold food in it. It wasn't convenient to open the lid to get the food at the bottom, especially if you had a bowl full of water. So it was okay. It served its purpose again, but this one also was difficult to keep clean. A lot of stuff collected underneath those bowls. Okay, so next up are these pyramid elevated bowls from NM Designs. Now they are a little bit pricey, so there's $65 for one. They are my favorite though. I've had them for almost a year now. They have 3-quart bowls in them, which makes it nice. Most of the other elevated dog feeders only have 2-quart bowls. So you're more frequently filling up the water, and if you're feeding them a decent amount of food, it can spill off the side. So I love how big these bowls are. Now for Artemis, I did get her a slow feeder bowl because she just eats too quickly that she'll cough, she'll kind of inhale the food and cough it back up. So this is what the slow feeder bowl is. It was a little bit extra and I can't remember how much it was. Now they do spill water everywhere, which is fine because I got this rug underneath. So instead of it collecting underneath the bowls and those other elevated containers, now it just goes onto the rug. I can vacuum the rug. This is a Dry Mate dog playpen. It's $40. I cut it in half to fit underneath the rug, so I have 2 rugs. So when I throw the one in the washer, I can put the other one out. So next up are collars and leashes. So these are only half of the collars that I've tried on both Artemis and Rooney over the years. So this first green one was her puppy collar. So this is what she came home in. But I eventually needed to upgrade to a larger collar. I recommend getting at least a 2-inch collar. It's just stronger, it's easier on their necks rather than using small collars. Now, they are a little bit harder to find. So if you go to your local pet store, my local pet store has no 2-inch collars. So this is something that I've had to buy online. Now, I've tried leather collars. You can see on the one leather collar that it ripped through. I don't think I took care of it good enough. I never used leather conditioner on it. I just feel like they're high maintenance. I do not like them. This blue one, I can't remember where I got it from. I don't recommend it either. It's a reflector one and the hardware on it was cheap. Now this orange and purple top ones are my favorite. So this orange one I got from Gun Dog Supply. It's a Tough Flex D-end collar. It also comes with a nameplate on it. It's $20, fairly cheap. So it's pretty convenient, easy to clean. You can order it by the measurement of your dog's neck. So you just measure your dog's neck according to the website and then you send that to them and they'll make the correct size collar. It also comes with a free ID tag that is stamped onto the collar, which I really like. So you don't have one of those tags that are hanging down making a bunch of noise while the dog's walking through the house. So next is a biothane collar that I got from Etsy. The company is called Dinky Dog Gear. They are expensive. So especially if you want to get the ones with all the, glitter and everything all over it. You don't have to get this fancy ones because they are pricey. This company does make her own just plain biothane 2-inch collars, which I really enjoy this collar. It's soft, it's nice, it's easy to clean. There's really no maintenance on it. Her hardware on her collar is also nice too. You don't want chintzy hardware because these are giant breed dogs. Now I've also seen a lot of other wolfhounds wear these type of cloth collars. They're 2-inch collars. A lot of greyhounds I've seen wear them. I've never used them. These are like a martingale type collar. I've never used one of those either, but it's an option. Lastly, Artemis pulls really bad whenever we take her for walks. So I tried a lot of different type of head collars for her, and this one fit her. This one's my favorite. It's made by Halti. I got it on Amazon. I also got the Halti leash, and it has a bunch of snaps, and you can wrap it around your waist. I really enjoy this leash. Next up is food and supplements. So I highly recommend you talk to your breeder if you're getting a puppy. They are going to be a great source of information for what you should feed your puppy and what supplements to give. So I give Rooney and Artemis both dry kibble. They get fish oil, they get Glycoflex, which is the joint supplement. They both get a probiotic, and Rooney gets a urinary support supplement because she tends to get frequent UTIs. And that was a recommendation from our vet, and it's been helpful. So both of them are on Pro Plan, adult, large breed, sensitive skin and stomach. So it's very important, if you're going to own a giant breed, that you do your research, talk to your vet, talk to your breeder about feeding a large breed, a giant breed. So the only formulas I will get are large breed formulas. And this is what Artemis started out on when she was a puppy, was the Pro Plan puppy, large breed. They have a certain requirement for your minerals and nutrition. So it's very important that you stick within the guidelines to have a healthy dog. So Pet Foodology is a blog that is from Tufts University, from their school for veterinary medicine. I found some very helpful articles on this website. I suggest you go on this website and just read through it, just gain some information. I think they do have an article about large breed food. I think this is where I read that article. The Irish Wolfhound Foundation website also provides information about feeding your Irish Wolfhound. So go on there, do some reading, do some research. They have articles about grain-free diets, about assessing your Irish Wolfhound's body condition, because it's not easy to weigh these guys at home, about the nutritional requirements of an Irish Wolfhound, and calcium in large breed puppies. So inform yourself, talk to your vet, talk to your breeder. Next up are some health and grooming. So it is important that you brush your Wolfhound's teeth. I have a regular human soft bristle toothbrush that I use, and I also have a dog one with specific dog toothpaste. I also have those oral cleansing wipes. I've used either or depending on the day. You're gonna need ear cleaning wipes I use cotton round pads and Q-tips, and also you're gonna need nail trimmers. So I have the scissor type and I also have the Dremel type. So I started with the scissor type when Artemis was a puppy. I would trim her nails when she was asleep, and we eventually graduated to this Dremel. I really enjoy this Dremel. The Irish Wolfhounds have large paws, large nails, hard nails. That is what they are supposed to have. So the scissors can be a little bit difficult at times, so I've kind of upgraded to this Dremel. It does take some time to get the dog used to it. They do have this cover to start off with, which I recommend you starting off with, to start with the nails. With this cover, I had to flip it upside down because their nails are so big, but eventually you can work your way up to this like sanding band, and I'll try to make a video of how I trim their nails. Another thing to consider is flea, tick, and heartworm preventative. Again, large breed, heavyweight, more medicine. So it can be expensive. So I switched right now. I've been using Simparica Trio. I've been using that for a couple years. Now for the weight range, for the 130 pounds, it's $182. If you go over that weight range, you're gonna have to get another smaller weight range pill to give your dog. So just know it's gonna be a little bit pricey. Next up are the grooming supplies. So these are only like a third of all the brushes that I've tried and had throughout the years. But my favorite, and that I would tell anyone with a Wolfhound to get, is a pin brush, a simple pin brush, and a comb. Those are the two items that you would need to brush your Wolfhound twice a week, if not more, to make sure that they're mat free. I also like to have sensitive baby wipes in case you need to clean up any poop stuck in the hair, or you can clean their paw pads with it. I also have this wall grooming tool. You don't need it. I use it to trim in their paw pads, and also to trim out sanitary areas. Now, Wolfhounds are double-coated breeds, and their guard hair can be stripped out. So that's a term for pulling the hair out of the guard hairs out of the Wolfhound. So a lot of information is on the Irish Wolfhound Club of America website. I recommend you go on there and do some reading. So one mistake I made was I didn't realize that you should, I'm not saying you have to, but you should strip your puppy once. So I believe it's around when they're 1 year old. You can strip them once. So this doesn't hurt the dog. The hair should freely come out. Now there are techniques and there's certain ways to do it. A lot more information on Irish Wolfhound Club of America's website about the growth cycle of the hair. There's also some information about show grooming. If you're interested, I'm just starting to dabble in this. So I'm trying to do some different methods of grooming them, and I'll try to make a video of that as well. Okay, next up, let's talk about first aid kits. So here are some medical items that I've kind of collected over the years. I suggest you kind of have these all at once whenever you get an Irish Wolfhound, or if you have an Irish Wolfhound. So first up, I have this pre-made medical kit. It has some bandages in it. I think it has a sling in it. It also has some like antiseptic wipes. So that's nice if we're traveling. I can always easily throw that in my car to go with us on any trips. I also have a tick tornado. I have never used this. So this is to remove ticks. I have had a tick key, and I have tried using that to remove ticks, but it ends up always leaving the head of the tick in the dog. So maybe I'm using it wrong. I don't know. The tick tornado just seemed to maybe be a little bit easier to use, so I wanted to try it. I think it was only around $4 from either Amazon or Chewy. There's also propectin paste, which is an anti-diarrheal supplement. We'll go more over that shortly. I also have a thermometer. So with the thermometer, you should also have some sort of lube because the thermometer is inserted rectally for the dog. So to make it comfortable, just throw some lube on that thermometer. I take their temp if I feel like they're not feeling well or if I suspect like a UTI. Usually they can get fevers with UTIs. So it's nice to be able to take their temperature at home. I also have a antiseptic wound spray, so that's nice if they get any scratches. I also have an antihistamine. I got this from my vet, so this is prescription. So I use the antihistamine if I feel like they're having some sort of allergic reaction or if they get a bee sting. Next is the carprofen. Now that is what is called an NSAID, so it's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. So that is similar to what ibuprofen is for humans. So this I'll give if I feel like they're having an inflammatory issue. So maybe they're having a little bit of joint pain, or maybe they twisted their leg wrong and I just feel like they're having some inflammation in their knee and they might be a little bit lame on it. So we'll give carprofen for that. And it's also can be used for pain relief. So post-surgical, things like that for pain relief. Talk to your vet about it though. I also have vet wrap and some bandages. So just in case something ever happens, I want to be prepared to stop any bleeding, wrap any wounds that I need to, and if I have to get to the emergency vet, I at least have some sort of bandages here to try to control any type of wound. Okay, next up is the propectin paste. So this is an anti-diarrheal supplement. It is a 30cc syringe. It is $16.99 on Chewy. Now for dogs 61 pounds and over, you're to give 8 cc's 3 times a day. So for this is what I use all the time if either of them get diarrhea. So I administer 8 cc's right away to try to stop it. Now, you're going to go through syringes fast with this, and you can also go overboard with it. So you don't want to keep administering this once they start to have firm stools, because you can go on the whole other end of the spectrum and cause constipation. Now, this also comes in tablet forms, which I've had before, but sometimes Rooney can be really picky. So I like to use the paste. It's really easy to give and they enjoy it. On top of the Propectolin, I also like to have rice in my cabinet. So instant rice. So whether it's brown or white, it has a long shelf life, it's easy to make, and this is what I give as part of a bland diet as soon as we get diarrhea. So I just stick it in a plastic bowl with some water in the microwave for 10 minutes and it's done. Now to the rice, I always add chicken. So I always have frozen chicken breasts in my freezer. These are cheaper frozen chicken breasts that I just got from Walmart. I throw those in my Instant Pot on high pressure with some water for about 20 minutes and it's cooked. So then I use kitchen shears and I kind of shred it in with the rice, mix it together. Now this is another option, this GI paste from VetraScience. So this was a recommendation to me. I tried using it. I didn't really like it as much as the Propectolin, but it's something that's worth a shot. Maybe it's more effective for your dog. It is a 35cc syringe, and for dogs 51 pounds and over, you're supposed to give 20 cc's 3 times a day. So you're gonna fly through these syringes pretty quick as well. So if you are gonna get this as a just in case, I would recommend getting a couple syringes. Okay, so I wanted to go over a couple other items that were helpful for me through my journey of owning an Irish Wolfhound. So if you're going to have an intact female, consider buying reusable diapers for her. If you're going to get a female Irish Wolfhound puppy, know that it's not recommended to spay her until she is at least 2 years old. So you're more than likely going to run into at least one heat cycle. So on the right here, these are diapers that I got from Amazon. Right now, they're around $30 for the 2X. These worked for Artemis. These were my first pairs that I got her. I did get these other diapers next. These are from Etsy. They're from a store called Cody's Haven. I got these ones about 2 years ago. I had to ask the store to make them custom because she didn't have Artemis's size in stock. But I see that she has added some XXL diapers on her store. They're $24 per pair, so they're a little bit expensive. But I really like these ones. I like these ones a lot better than the Amazon ones. Now, you have an option of adding PUL, so that's like a type of fabric that's supposed to be waterproof and it's supposed to be heat resistant, so it's supposed to help the diaper hold up more in the absorbent area. So here is Artemis in that Amazon diaper. Velcro straps is what keeps it on. It has an elastic waistband. It also has some elastic around the tail to keep it on. I feel like these ones are easier to slide down on her. So sometimes if I'm gone for a couple hours and I come back and it's halfway slid down her. So here is the ones that I got from Etsy. I feel like these ones stay up a lot better. They're Velcro. There is no elastic in the waistband. There is no elastic around the tail. It's a larger tail hole. I enjoy these ones and I would highly recommend you get these diapers. Now, to make it a little bit easier for cleanup and to make it more comfortable for Artemis, I like adding feminine period pads with wings to the diapers that I got from Etsy. So I'm putting it on backwards on here. So normally I flip it around and put the wider end towards the tail hole and the thinner end towards the waistband. But I feel like it wicks away a lot more from Artemis, and it's also convenient for me for cleanup because you just take the pad off, throw it away, and then the diaper 90% of the time is still perfectly clean, so you just can throw another pad on. Now, another thing that I didn't consider until it came time to spay Artemis was these step loaders. So this is something that will make it easier on your Wolfhound to get in and out of the vehicle. Now, I wish I would have gotten these earlier, so I don't want to say only get these whenever you have a surgery coming or if you have an older Wolfhound. it is going to be better on your Wolfhound's joints if you get something like this for the Wolfhound for their entire life to get in and out of high vehicles. So here is the website. It's called Pet Loader. These are pricey. I got the XL 18-inch platform. I had to get the 5-step. You get the number of steps based on the height of your vehicle. So if your vehicle is a little bit taller, then expect to pay more. A little bit shorter, expect to pay less. You can add and remove steps. So if you order a 3-step and it's not enough, you can always add on another step. Or if you ordered a 5 and it's too much, you can always take off a step. So the only thing I don't like about these is that they're pretty heavy and bulky. So they just fit behind my driver's side seat, in between the driver's side seat and my back seat. So thankfully it fits, but it's pretty big, pretty heavy, but they're still convenient. So here's a video of Artemis using them. You have to train them to use these. So I use lots of treats, lots of positive reinforcement. Rooney got these a lot quicker than Artemis, but they're both able to utilize these steps. Now, I also wanted to talk about your yard. So most reputable breeders will not sell you an Irish Wolfhound puppy unless you have some sort of enclosed yard. So for our yard, we have a 5-foot tall vinyl coated chain link fence. So remember, Irish Wolfhounds are sight hounds. They were bred to hunt. They still have those instincts. So anytime Artemis or Rooney see any small animal, medium animal, large animal, it doesn't matter, around our fence, they will go after it. If the fence wasn't there, they would chase it. It doesn't matter how much I call them. They would still go after it. They are hunters. So underground fences won't work. The dogs will run right through them. So this is a pretty major expense that you're going to have to consider if you plan on getting an Irish Wolfhound puppy and keeping them in a secure yard. Now, the other thing that I like about having the fence, especially when Artemis was still intact, was nothing can get in. No other dogs, I should say, could get in. I have had wildlife get in, so I've had bunnies get in, raccoons, possums. It happens, but at least I have that fence to not only prevent them from running away, but also to prevent other things from getting in. I just want to say thank you for watching my video. I hope it's helped you. I hope there's some tips or tricks in there that may help you in the future. So I plan on making another video. I might make a video on grooming. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. I am new to this show grooming. I have no grooming experience, so it's kind of just teaching myself, but maybe I'll just show you what my routine is. Thanks.